hours. Now, I've looked at other channels as well. Other people are saying, oh, this is not going to happen. This system, this incoming isn't going to happen for another 50 years, 20 years. Let me tell you something now. Now, don't believe those shills and those trolls, because we can all see there's huge differences in our skies. Huge colourings and huge reflections as well. We're seeing all these changes. From the moon, the stars, our sun. Things are really getting erratic. And again, with these coronal holes, they're getting much bigger. And it's so important to get the true message out there. You can't just turn around and say nothing's happening. You can't. Because there's more and more things happening every single day around the world. There's people that are changing as well. The whole of humanity is changing, and also the solar activity as well from our sun is just absolutely erratic. The space weather. We all have to focus. We have to be natural. We have to be genuine. We have to trust one another with this. Again, don't be dislodged and don't be fooled to think, oh, nothing's going to happen. It hasn't happened yet, so it's never going to happen. But this huge event from Nibiru and also the Brown Dwarf star is coming. It's on its ecliptic orbit. Now the sun, our soul, the sun, has slowed it down. And it's got to a point where it's heading our way. There's no doubt in it. You can see in the skies, and I mean, look on this chart here. In 1989 to 2000, there wasn't many earthquakes, was there? We were getting a small amount through the months and years. But look, from 2014 to 2015, we're seeing more activity all the time. Now 2016, and now we're in 2017, and we're getting 5.2, 5.4, 5.6 magnitude earthquakes all the time. And it's annoying because, again, people say, don't worry about it. It's just natural. It's just a situation where we just put up with it. But people are losing their homes, their lives. They're being buried deep into rubble and concrete, and it's just a situation where we've all have to seriously prepare for this huge event that's coming in. Earth is changing, it really is now. And again, these huge magnetic pulls from the Nibiru system is really truly affecting our planet right now. Because, again, NASA brought up that story back in the past about the huge heavenly body that was lurking in the outer regions of the solar system. And then they brought it back out again, didn't they, in the 2000s, of Planet 9. They knew all along, they know all along that this object is heading our way, heading very close now. Keep bringing up different excuses. I mean, our world is cracking up. There's cracks, there's fault lines all over the globe now. We're shifting all the time. The ice caps are cracking up all the time. There's things being spotted in the sky. Every day we're seeing complete changes. Sheets of chemtrails, thousands of miles, thousands of feet high, up in the air. And people still think those are genuine clouds. And it's just going to be alright. We're just going to be kept in our comfort zones, and there's no worrying at all about what's heading our way. Again, I'm going to do a documentary on the sun with these coronal holes, as this Soho cam is seeing the true evidence of what's going on. So it's just picking up all the information to provide to everybody. You can see here on this footage here, these chems, and they're trying to cool down our Earth so it won't be destroyed. Because if, again, one of these huge CME blasts hit through the keyhole of our atmosphere, we're doomed, aren't we? We really are, because we've got two problems. We'll have no power anymore. The power grid will go down. And also we'll have all the power stations that will be running through. There'd be generators that be trying to keep them going through diesel fuel. But when the diesel runs out, what then? It's finished. We're going to have some huge explosions. Now they are going to be devastatingly huge. That's another problem. Because once they've gone, if we survive that, because every town has a huge power station, a power grid. And if those heat up, those power generators, we are in deep trouble. We really are. So that's just not be sidetracked with this. Again, that's just be truthful and see the true reality of what's going on around us right now. Because they can't hide those chemtrails. And I believe that they won't be able to cool our planet down for another few years. I can see that something's going to happen very big. We can see these halos in the sky all the time. This is evidence that they're trying to cool our planet down. But they don't want to tell the public. They don't think it's eligible to tell the public because they just don't want mass panic. They think that we can handle it. But we can. We are seeing this anyway. So what's the point of those scientists and the news media to just keep it silent from us? It's absolutely terrible. It's just devastating out there. Just not letting us know. All the time we just try and gain that truth, the truthful message of what's going on. So it's just keeping on, isn't it? Just keeping on all the time to find out the real truth. And these shills that are out there that try and dislodge the true information, just try and keep our heads down, they're just laughing at us. They don't want us to know. And NASA, again, they just don't want us to acknowledge the truth. Here on this chart as well, you can see when these coronal holes cause these huge mass injection EMCs straight to our Earth, hitting our atmosphere, going down to the ground. These protons, these small VU rays and UV rays that go down to our Earth. We get all this problems from right down below our feet, down to the Earth's core, and it rises and it starts building up and it's boiling up down there, causing problems with our volcanoes and also our land as well. And we get a shift of land and causing these huge tsunami waves. And again, we've got this space weather up there, these huge asteroids that are being knocked about out the Kuiper Belt. As this system's incoming, they just don't want us to know, do they? They really don't want us to acknowledge anything whatsoever. And the powers to be are watching us. They're watching us very closely. They don't like to give out the immediate truth, do they? They just want to say, no, there's nothing going on. Just don't listen to this. Well, let me tell you now, I've seen too much and far too much evidence of strange things. I've seen the moon that's tilted. I've seen the sun. Now the sun's... it's completely changed. It's tilting. All the other celestial bodies are tilting. I mean, the coronal holes have got so big now. There's huge problems with our sun. Okay, we can't get to see it properly because it's ever so bright and it can cause problems to our eyes. But out there with the Soho cam, you can see these huge blasts coming from it. And using high technology as they do, and they can change things so we can't get to see the truth all the time. They cover things up, they blur things out. NASA does with the moon and the solar system. They cover and block things so it doesn't cause mass panic and stops us questioning everything. We've the right to say something, humanity. We've the right to stand up for ourselves. So again, we've just clearly got to keep bringing the message out there. There's something very, very strange going on. Here in the UK as well, been chemtrailing over them clouds. Very, very dark today as well, very cloudy. So I wasn't able to catch much up there in the skies. So I'll be out on a clear day. But please, if you've got time in the early hours of the morning, please look up at the skies at 2 a.m. You will see objects moving about. Here on this chart as well, you can see where the tilt of the Earth as well. And I believe again we are tilting back and forwards and we are wobbling. The Earth's wobbles got worse. But again, they don't disclose this right now. We get snippets of information from the past years about this and then they stop. They don't like to give out the truth, do they? Well, we need the truth, don't we? Humanity have got every single right. We pay our taxes. We pay our bills. All the time. But again, they just keep the door shut. Because they don't want to know the truth. They don't want us to know that Nibiru, Hellion, the moons, and this huge celestial body, binary twin nemesis, is between us and our sun. And we are, as again on this image, we're tilting back and forward. The seasons are all out of whack all the time. We're getting hot weather one day and then the second day we're getting it freezing cold. And here we've had no showers. There's not been any showers here in the UK for the April month at this time of the year. Just very bleak and very chemtrail. The chemtrails are always being sprayed. And again, I spoke to the subscriber and it rings a bell that it's true that these trails are there to cool the atmosphere down. But it's a fighting a losing battle because the celestial body of the sun will just keep getting hotter. Again, the Vatican know that this is the truth. They know that the Pope, they all know that the truth is out there. They've got that huge telescope. They know these earthquakes are being caused by the huge problem of the sun, with these huge holes in it. These EMP blasts. You could see the red blasts from behind the clouds on the horizon. They know this situation is coming and they know it's over. It's completely finished. We're fighting a huge losing battle here. So they need to not turn our back on us. They need to stand up in front of us and tell us the truth. Because humanity are not stupid. We just all want to know so we can start hugely preparing for this. It just frustrates me, it really does. It really does. So, again, we're having some huge asteroid activity as well. And please don't be the one stuck in the head in the sand with this. Don't be the one stuck on the fence as well. Because these earthquakes are a huge real problem to our Earth. These sinkholes, they're not being reported as much as they did a couple of months ago. It's happening all the time, these cracks in the land and all over the world. There is huge problems. So again, please keep your head high and see and look around you. Don't be stuck on your mobile phone and watching your TV. Look outside. Look around you. You'll see the world is changing all the time now. And the past have seen this. The humans in the past have seen this as an event that occurs every 3,600 years. It comes through all the time. Space trash is a big worry as well, because you will see these asteroids coming through the sky, through the atmosphere. And again, these CME events are so dangerous to us and also to our Earth. The magnetic field is weakening all the time.